Very warm greetings to all the learners. This is Dr. Meenakshi. In our previous session, we discussed about control chart for variables, and in that series, we started with understanding how a control chart is defined, what are its basic components, and how we prepare a control chart that is for the mean, the X-bar chart. In this session also, we will explore the X-bar chart again, but here we'll try to understand when the process variability is unknown, how we are going to prepare the control chart for mean. And here we will consider the sample range as an estimator of process standard deviation to demonstrate control chart for mean using a specific problem. I'm taking again the same problem in which we had the 4 observations as we had in our previous session. Here also we'll be having 4 observations with us, and we will be trying to understand how to find out the standard control chart for mean using range. So first of all, we will try to find out the sample mean for the given 4 observations. As such, we try to do the same in the previous one. So it will be a good recall for everybody how we had the sample mean. For that purpose, as you remember, we'll insert the formula average of first 4 observations. So this is our sample mean, and when we put double click here, we'll get the sample mean for rest of the observations. Now next step, what was the next step in our previous video? We after calculating this the sample mean, try to find out the sum of all the observations that we have attained in this column of sample mean. Okay, now the next step was to calculate X double bar. And what was the next the other name of X double bar? That is the central line. This is basically your X double bar. And how did we calculate its central line? Using the formula the sum of your observation of sample mean divided by the total number of observations. Now here, what was the total number of observation? K, that was 25, and number of observations we had, N, that is 4. So we have 4 observations and the total sample is K, that is 25. To find out the central line or the X double bar, first we need to take the value of the sum of all the sample means that we have calculated and divide the same with the help of a K value or the total sample we have. So this is your central line, and as such the value of central line, so this was how you calculated the value of central line. And because your value of K is not going to change, so what we are going to do, we are going to put a dollar sign in front of the cell number so that the value will be standardized for rest of the observations. Now the next thing here will be to understand the sample range. This is a new step we are introducing here. Why? Because here we are trying to prepare a control chart for mean using range. So as such, we know in statistics how do we calculate range. Range is basically from all these observations, the maximum and the minimum value, the difference between the maximum and the minimum value. So we'll put a formula here, maximum of observations from this side minus the minimum. This is the difference between the maximum and the minimum. Right. So this way we got this sample range. And for the rest of the cells also, we'll be able to find out the sample range by just putting a double click here, or you can also try to find the same with the help of introducing the formula for your choice. How would you like to do that? We calculated the maximum for the first 4 observations and minimum first 4 observations, and their difference gave us the value of the sample range. So either you can just drag it down and get the values, or it's up to you. You want to calculate individually for each cell, that's up to you. Just to save the time, we'll do this. Now after calculating the sample range, what should be the next step to find and understand what and how we are going to prepare an X-bar chart? Now after calculating the values for the sample range, what we will do, we can find out the average value or the average of the range. So the average range, we call it as R bar. So either we can write down the average value here, or we can, for our own convenience and understanding, if you want, you can prepare a separate column for that. So that column will represent your average range, and you can also call this average range as R bar. To calculate the value of the average range, that will be given by the formula average, and that is the average of all the values that we have found from the sample range. It is the average of all these values. So this becomes your average range. Because this average range is going to be applicable for all the samples given, you just have to click and you'll get the average range value. So this way we found the average value from the sample range, and by double click we'll get it for all the rest of the sample. Now after finding out the average range, the next step as such is to talk about the upper control limit and the lower control limit. But before doing that, we need to understand that for this thing where we are talking about preparing a control chart for mean using range, why? Because the process variability here is unknown. So in that scenario, what we will do, we have to understand that we have to adopt another formula for preparing the central line, your UCL and LCL values, right? So here in this scenario we have n equal to 4. That means we have 4 observations and the k value is 25. So for your statistical operations, you get an appendix at the end of your study material. I'll share the appendix with you right now. In this appendix, as you can see, for X bar and R chart values, there is some values provided for averages, for ranges. Here for X bar and R chart values, this is your central line formula. This is the formula for your control limits. I'll just zoom it more so that it's visibly in a clear manner. It's visible in a clear manner, and it will clearly show the formula for control, finding out the upper control limit will be X double bar plus A2R. This R bar is what we have just calculated in our Excel sheet. That is this, your average range. Now we are trying to understand how we are going to find out the upper control limit. So here A2 bar, what is this A2? And in the lower control limit, again the formula is same, just the difference is here we are talking about addition of 2 terms. Here it is the difference between the 2 terms. So we'll get the value of these estimators control limit factor A2 from this table. For n equal to 4, as such your n is 4, and for that value the A2, the control limits factor, will be equal to 0.729. So you can copy the value either from here, or if you remember, you can just write down the value in your Excel sheet. So A2 for n equal to 4 is 0.729. So the A2 value is 0.729, right? Now using the formula as we saw there for upper control limit was x double bar. It was x double bar. What is x double bar? Your central line, right? Plus A2. This is your A2 into your average range, that is R bar. So here comes the value of your upper control limit. Now here, because the average range, the A2 value, they are not going to change. They are constant. So we are going to put $sign here and here. And your X bar central line value is again same for rest of the sample or data. So this becomes the formula. So this way we were able to calculate the value of UCL. Now here, okay, now we will try to find out the lower control limit. For lower control limit, again using the formula, your X double bar, that is your central line, minus A2 into your R bar value, this one. Okay, and what we are going to do here, we are going to put a $sign so that rest of the data will also have the same value for the lower control limit. So this is your lower control limit, and by putting a double click here we'll get the value of this. Now similarly, as such, in the previous video we prepare the control chart with the help of sample mean and central line and your UCL and LCL. So with the help of these four values, we are going to prepare again the line chart. So this is your line chart for control chart for X bar, right? But here you can make a variation. You can just remove the grid lines, right? So this is your X bar chart when we don't know anything about the process variability, right? And with the help of the ranges we are able to prepare a control chart which is X bar chart. I hope the content is being clear to you. So hope to catch up again for the rest of the videos. Have a good day.